Draco Malfoy, the character for whom I would become most famous for portraying, was an only child, born to a cold and brutal family. My own family couldn't have been more different. Close-knit, loving, chaotic, and supportive. They were the very center of my early life. I'm the youngest of 4 brothers, and before I introduce you to my mum and dad, I want to tell you about my 3 siblings. They each influenced me profoundly in different ways, and I would have been a very different character without them. My bros will gladly tell you that I'm the runt of the pack. At least that's what they kindly used to tell me. I think they were joking, but you know how it is with brothers. I'm the youngest of the 4. Jonathan, Christopher, and Ashley came along in a cluster, 3 boys in the space of 4 years. Then there were 6 years of respite from my mum before I arrived on 22nd of September 1987. So from the moment I entered the world, I had 3 older brothers to keep my butt off the couch and my fingers away from the TV remote. 3 older brothers to bully me with love. 3 older brothers to joke that I came along so late, not because I was an afterthought, but because I was in fact the milkman's son. They were, and still are, considerably bigger than me, all 6 foot plus and built like brick shithouses. In short, 3 older guys to keep me firmly in my place, which I guess is no bad thing for a kid who's about to embark on a wizarding career. My brothers didn't only call me Runt. If they were feeling generous, they might also refer to me as Maggot. But it wasn't all bad. They also each had a massive positive influence on me throughout my unusual childhood, although in slightly different ways. Jonathan, we call him Jink, is the eldest, and back in the day, it was he who first showed me by example that it was cool to have a passion for the arts. Jink was the one with the Oasis poster on his wall and the black Stratocaster, or at least a knockoff version of a Strat, in his bedroom. He was into music, singing, and performing, pursuits that plenty of kids don't always get encouraged to do. That might have happened to me had it not been for Jink. When I was very young, he went to acting classes, and I would go with my family to see him on stage. The actors were only kids, none of them older than their early teens, and, let's be frank, these were not slick professional shows. Jink is a chiropractor now, a talent wasted, as he reminds me frequently, but he is also a deeply creative guy. I remember watching him in musicals like South Pacific, West Side Story, Guys and Dolls, and, most memorably, Little Shop of Horrors. It was while sitting in those audiences, wide-eyed, that I learned an important and formative lesson. It wasn't weird to do this stuff, and it looked like fun. Seeing my big brother up there taught me that it's okay to want to perform, no matter what other people think. So, nice one, Jink. Which brings us to brother number 2, Chris. Total opposite. Acting's lame, bruv. Dancing? Fuck off. Chris is the second oldest of the Felton foursome and would no more put on a pink leotard and pretend to be the fairy godmother than he would fly, which I have to tell you is a shame because he would look tip-top in a tutu. Whereas Jink is slightly more sensitive to the emotional shifts of those around him, with Chris, what you see is what you get. So perhaps it's unexpected that Chris should be the brother I was closest to during the Potter years, the brother who looked after me, kept me grounded, and was the biggest influence on the teenage Tom. Chris chaperoned me for 2.5 Potter films. I say chaperoned, but what I really mean is that he slept in the trailer and made full use of the free on-set catering, more of which later. For now, suffice to say that Chris didn't always take his chaperoning duties entirely seriously. On a fairly regular basis, we used to leave set at 8 p.m. and drive over an hour from the studio straight down to our local fishery. We'd set up our tent, cast our rods, and enjoy a night's fishing. Then at 6 a.m, we'd reel in, pack up our gear, head back, slightly muddy, to set and pretend to the nice people at Warner Brothers that I'd been at home sleeping soundly all night. So if you think that Draco occasionally looked a little pale, it wasn't just down to the makeup department.